Oh. 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 Oh.
Whenever you're ready.
Hi everyone, TWEE Meredith here with the Model Homesteader. Today we are going to be heading to Point Pleasant, Tennessee to take a look at a 16-acre property. Absolutely gorgeous from what we see in the pictures. Lots of pasture land and a beautiful river that runs through it. So we are off to go.
Especially this cutie pie. Hi, baby boy. Baxter! Oh, big yawn. Oh, yes. Big yawn. Careful, baby. Careful. All right. Baxter and I and Peter have made it here to Clearfield, Tennessee, and the ride up here was a really nice ride. Once we got off the highway, it was just a beautiful, scenic and peaceful drive all the way up to the property. The property we're looking at today is 16.1 acres. Their asking price is $250,000. From what I'm understanding, it's going to be kind of a rectangle. I think we're going to veer a little bit this way to Peter's right and then kind of hang a left and go straight back. It's going to eventually run into a beautiful river, is what I am told. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this property looks like. I think most of it is fenced, or all of it. We're not sure. We'll find that out as well as we go along. Another thing I want to point out is the closest towns is going to be Bristol, which is probably about 30 to 40 minutes away just because of the back roads. It's probably only about 20 minutes once you get on the highway, but to get to the highway, it takes a little bit. And then another area is called, I don't know how to pronounce this town.
Sierraville?
It is not Seaverville, I don't know. It's Dollywood. Let's just say it's Dollywood, because I really have never been able to pronounce that town to save my life. So if you know how to pronounce it, feel free to comment down below and say you're silly or you're way off, because I know I'm way off. Anyway, shall we go, Peter?
We shall.
All right, let's get going. I am going to put on my glasses though for a little bit because it's very bright and beautiful out today. What, about 80 degrees?
80 degrees. Perfect weather.
Oh my gosh, this is just gorgeous weather. Oh. 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 Nice little breeze. The sun shining. So right here is basically your drive into your property, and it is fenced on both sides, as you can see. So really nice area that is very obvious where your property line is. And it comes up along here, and we're gonna follow it along. But I also want to have Peter just kind of pan out and show you how beautiful this area is where we are.
As far as neighbors go, you really can't beat this.
No, it looks like you have really nice neighbors. You know, their yards are taken care of, their property's taken care of. So the neighbors have just a very small, it's barely even a road, gravel road, and they just keep it mowed by the looks of it to make it easy. And you could do the exact same thing for here at very minimal costs if you wanted to.
Yeah, we would.
This would be a great spot for a home. Honestly, right where we are at, if you take a look over here, the fence goes along over this way and comes around and then comes back right over here. This would be a nice spot to build a house, actually right in between those trees or right before it along here.
Yep.
You'd have plenty of room for a beautiful house, because then back here there's just a bunch of pasture that we're going to be walking to. And I believe the current owners have horses on the property. They've moved them for the day. I don't know if we'll see them at all, but back along there is definitely going to be horse pasture that we're going to be walking.
All right.
So coming down here, there was definitely a little bit of water issue once we came through the gate. Oh, the bugs today. So with the water here, I'm not sure where it's coming from. I don't know if it's been raining up here a bit or if it is spring or something that's going on, but you definitely want to do some water management over here and make sure you get it under control so it doesn't mess up the rest of your pasture for whatever it is that you decide to use it. And as I said, horse pasture, this is being used, so we do need to watch our step.
There it is right there. So
The-
I also have to watch Dexter.
I am watching his steps as well.
I'm worried about his mouth.
Oh well, if I keep him away from it, the mouth will be fine.
He's like, I haven't eaten all day.
But
really hasn't
he may just decide to roll in it too, so.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about dogs and their interest in rolling in poo.
But it's a thing.
It's a thing.
I like how this is sort of laid out in the block. You know how this is? I think you have another fence right there, and a fence back here.
So you can see right here to our left is one side of the property line. Still fenced, which is great. And then over there to straight ahead where Peter is pointing, you can see another fence, and that is the other side of the property line. So it is a nice long rectangle.
Yep.
And this is set out very nicely that if you wanted to have your house over there where we were and we had pointed to originally, this would be a great area for some farming or some animals. The things we do for love, I think this is the things we do for, I don't know what. Holy crap. Can I say that on YouTube? Holy crap. Oh, this is the non-model part.
People wanted Homesteader? Well, okay.
Ouch.
The way I went were no stickers or rocks. But
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid as much mud. Gross.
I will remember you.
it's nice in the middle.
Uh-huh. Sure it is.
Why don't you explain what you're walking through? This
I'm walking, what do you mean? What am I walking through?
Will you remember me?
That's right. So there is a second little stream on the property, or I should say this is the first one. And this one is just a little one, but this is what I'm going through right now. So if you have this property, I would highly recommend building a little miniature bridge to get over this, because when the rainy season hits, which is any time now, it's going to get fuller. This is so gross. Oh. 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 Oh.
Will you remember me?
Oh.
I think there's going to be a beep.
I don't even want to put my shoes back on in this ickiness.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to walk up into that grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Is it hair flip time?
No.
Why not? When is a better time than now?
I don't know.
Actually, your hair looks really good. So.
All right, I'm not hair flipping right now. All right, so all of you probably just got a really good laugh about me trying to get over that marshy water streamy thingy that I was crossing over. That is the first stream. There's actually water resources on this property. One is a small stream, the one we just crossed over, but it will get bigger when the rainy season hits, which is very, very soon. So what I would definitely recommend with that is to build a culvert and build a bridge. The reason being is you want to have that water flow continue. You don't want to stop it for the other neighbors or yourself, and you don't also want to have to deal with driving through it when it gets much higher. So that is something that's very important to do. Another thing we noticed, for some reason, there's about an acre here that we just passed up right after the stream that is all completely fenced within itself. So this property is all fenced, but then you've got this block here that is fenced all by itself. I'm not sure why. There's a lot of brush, a lot of pricklies and stuff like that, but I can also tell that there are some nice trees in that area. So I would want to utilize as much of this property as possible. It looks, unless there is something in there that you want to avoid, which we don't know about, I would take that fence down and save the trees that you want to keep, and then rent a brush hog and get through the rest of that and clear it out so that you can use it. Even if it's just for access to that little stream, you might be able to really make that a really pretty looking stream on your property. So that is one of the things I would recommend. Now, if Peter will pan out over here, now that we're on the other side of the stream, here's another beautiful pasture. And we had mentioned near the road, there was a great spot to build a house, which I still think it is. But if you want even more privacy, if you're looking for something off the road for your home, you could definitely do it in here. This would be beautiful. It would be very secluded, very quiet, and you wouldn't be right off the road. Also, as we continue to walk, there is at the end of the property supposed to be a beautiful river too that we're going to come up on. And it might be really nice if the property is built like this as we keep going, for your house to be over there near the river. So we'll keep going and head on up. All right, so there are some, I think they call them brambles. I don't know what you call them. I call them poke. So in the manure bombs and the pokey plants, we have to walk carefully. We want to head over to the pretty tree and take a look at it, because it's just kind of sitting here in the middle of the pasture. Kind of reminds me of a scene, no, not that way, a scene from when I was a kid living in upstate New York. Wow. Interesting, interesting. We made it, Baxter! Woohoo! Oh, this is interesting. I bet the horses come over here to stay cool, considering there isn't any grass under the shade.
It sort of has a fairy feel to it.
It does. Kind of reminds me of something you would see in one of your fantasy books, Peter.
Yeah. Now remember, they may not hear me, so you saying it does may not work for them.
Uh-huh. This would be a really nice tree for a treehouse. Someone who has a kid. It's thick and sturdy, and it branches open. You could clear out the little branches and put a treehouse right there for your child or children. I would have loved one of those when I was a kid. Or just enjoy the beautiful tree as a mystic shaded area. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Move on.
Move on. Let's head that way. There's a reason why Peter's the writer and I'm not. Actually, I have written some stuff in my younger years, but I haven't written anything as an adult. And if I ever did write something, which I've wanted to write a autobiography, I would want to have Peter's expertise look over it.
I can still read. Yay. Hi, this is...
You can still do a lot of things, Peter.
Yes.
You're a very talented person.
Thank you, Debbie. Now, the property lines have sort of melted.
Yes.
Definitely that's a property line.
Uh-huh.
I know it goes to the river, so we have to check out how do we get across here.
Yeah. We're going to have to look at that. Another thing, though, to point out is so far this entire property, like I had said at the beginning of the video, appears to be fully fenced. That is a huge savings for a landowner to not have to come in and fence this size property. So that's a big plus.
The model has come out.
The model has put her shades on, block her sensitive eyes a little bit. Anyways, as I was saying, this land is interesting because they have divided up the property, by the looks of it right now, in 1, 2, at least 3, if not 4 sections with these fences. So something that would be important to find out before buying it would be to determine who owns the fences, so that if you want to take some of the fence down and make it more open, you would need to make sure that you actually own the rights to the fence so that you could do that. I would think the ones that go across the property, you could do that without any issue.
This is what he did on the walk, by the way.
Come on, baby boy.
He said, I'm done.
We're gonna get to some shade soon.
Another fence, which is wonderful.
But so there is another fence, and each of these fences also have a gate, which is really nice too. So, you know, if you are wanting to divide up the property and have a section of it be farming for any sort of gardening whatsoever, orchards, anything like that, and then you want to have a section for animals, you have that ability to already have it divided the way, or with ease, I should say.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the way you want it, but you might be able to make it work.
Oh, this is pretty.
So, we are near the back of the property,
Let me turn it real quick.
and we are approaching the river that we were told that runs at the end of the property, and this is just beautiful.
If I could build, I'd probably build back here.
That's, I know. I guess it just depends on how much of this is part of the property.
Right. Well, it's supposed to go actually all the way into the river.
Right, no, I don't mean, I know it goes all the way to the river, but I meant
Width-wise.
width. I'm going to guess maybe where you see that fence right there is
Yep.
the end, and then maybe at the end of this fence right here, because there is a road there that is not part of the property.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But
Runs the river.
plenty of room to build a house back here. Now, being next to this river though, and being as full as rivers get here in Tennessee, and looking at this pasture, you can tell that this pasture gets wet though. So before you build this close to the river, you'd want to find out how full the river gets, how full it comes up, if it overflows, if there's any flood zoning back here, so that you aren't damaging your beautiful home.
Come on in the shade, Tweet.
All right, you guys, look at the size of this river. It is beautiful. I can't even express how pretty this is. Building a dock down, steps and a dock to go right down into that water, fishing, boating. How wide do you think that river currently is, Peter?
100 yards.
100 yards. I mean, it is a nice size river.
Yep. It may not show on camera.
No, that's why I was asking, so I can make sure the viewers know.
Yep.
And I'm really bad with measurements.
Yep. 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 Hi there.
Hello.
What's going on?
Day for this.
It is. Y'all grilling out up there?
I wish.
No, we're just looking at the property.
Oh, okay. Well, there's lots of fishing here.
I
That is
bet.
great to hear.
Huh?
That is great to hear.
Yeah. So,
That looks fun.
How far down or up did you guys come from?
if you look on the map, there's an old factory called Inca Factory.
Mm-hmm.
We put in right down to mid. So it's probably been almost a mile and a quarter.
Nice.
So.
Have a good one.
And go. And action. All right, so we are at the end of the property, and like we had mentioned, this river is just absolutely beautiful. And the people that just passed by, just in case you didn't hear them on my mic, said the fishing is great in this river, lots of fish. And they came down from about 1.25 miles up. So by the looks of it, this river, I don't know how far it runs and is this wide and beautiful, but obviously it's a ways. A couple things we want to mention. Sorry if I'm flickering like I've got an issue here, but there are a few bugs. There are a few restrictions here. There are no, these are the things that are not allowed. That's what restrictions mean, duh, TWEE. No chicken houses. I don't know if that necessarily means that you can't have free range chickens, but no chicken houses. So I think what they're worried about is like chicken farming or anything like that. But it's something you would want to get and double check, get the specifics. No pigs. No pigs as in no pet pigs, no farming pigs, no pigs. So what else do I want to tell them?
No mobile homes.
Oh, that's right. No mobile homes and no junkyards. So, which is great because if you look at all of this, you don't want any of that around you, and neither do the neighbors. So that's a really good plus that has that kind of restrictions to keep the neighborhood so beautiful. I don't know if I mentioned before, but there is electricity, but it was way back at the road at the very beginning. So if you are going to build your house back here or anywhere, or your barn further back, you're going to need to bring that in. There is also not any septic, and there is not a well at this point. I don't know if it has been tested. Do you, Peter? If it's been tested for the septic?
No.
No, it hasn't, or no, you don't know?
No, it hasn't, but
Okay.
the neighbors have their septic system.
Okay, yeah. So it hasn't been tested, but considering you have neighbors on both sides, and they obviously are going to have septic, I can't imagine that there would be an issue. But of course, you'd want to have that tested as well.
Good pause point. Big smile. Hair flip.
Hair flip. Actually,
You have to put it right in Baxter's face.
okay, here we go. Baxter. I don't think he's going to play this time. He's pretty tired. Baxter. Oh, hello. And no. Hi, baby boy. Nope. All right. Well, I got to tell you, this is a beautiful piece of property, and we really enjoyed walking it, and I hope you enjoyed walking it with us, so to speak. If you have any questions about the property or you're interested in taking a look at it, please comment below, and we will get you in touch with the listing agent. If you enjoyed today's video, please do us a favor and take the time to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and also, I've never mentioned before, but even commenting below really helps the algorithm for YouTube to help our channel grow and become a big success. I don't know, I'm having trouble spitting those words out, but so like, subscribe, comment below, and then ring that bell after you've subscribed, and that bell will notify you of any future videos that we do. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you on the next video. Baxter, do you have any last words to say?
I want to eat poop.
I want to eat poop, and my mommy won't let me. Goodbye, everybody. Cha-chi.
One time.
Chi-chi. Hi, baby. Mwah.
Goodbye.
Hello. Today's video is sponsored by well-known writer Peter Meredith. The book is The Culling, Heroes of the Undead, Book 1 of 2. Now, after living through the hatred and insanity of 2020, a renowned geneticist named Daniel Magnus has decided that humanity has reached its peak and it's time to destroy mankind and start all over. What better way than to unleash the monsters inside each of us, right? Easier said than done. His plan doesn't pan out so well. Just as some evil may reside deep within all of us, a hero does too, right? Magnus thinks that the ones who survive are the chosen few. However, 98% of humanity becomes the stuff of nightmares. They are wickedly cunning and ferociously strong. They are insatiable demons and much harder to kill than Magnus ever could have imagined. Though Bryce Carter is one of the quote-unquote survivors, he is not going to tolerate Magnus playing God. Barefoot, bleeding, and wearing nothing but a hospital gown, he runs and fights his way out of a city overrun with zombies. Being forced to crawl through sewers and hounded relentlessly, he's also running out of time. To try to fix Magnus's huge mistakes, nuclear weapons are being readied and turned to this city so that nothing but dust and ash are left. All of his novels are available on paperback, Kindle, and 38 are also available on Audible books. Check out his links here and in the description below
for where to purchase his books and how to follow him.